Good afternoon. My name is Becka Carroll. I live in House District 18 in Cranston. I'm a member of the queer community and I'm a lifelong Rhode Islander. I'm currently earning my master's in public administration at URI in addition to working full-time in higher education. I'm here today to voice my vehement opposition to House Bill 6493 and its Senate bill counterpart, and I urge you to vote no. Teresa Paiva-Weed, while certainly a groundbreaking woman in Rhode Island politics, was also a vocal and adamant opponent of marriage equality legislation. With her power as Senate President, she blocked any such bill from reaching the floor for years. When marriage equality did finally come to a floor vote in 2013, she voted no. Thankfully, the legislation passed despite her opposition, but the impact remains. Because of Paiva-Weed, Rhode Island was the last state in New England to grant gay and queer couples the right to marriage. And while she was using her power as Senate President to delay the legislation, queer and gay couples in this state did not have the same basic rights as their straight peers. It is deeply disheartening and discouraging that the General Assembly would consider putting the name of someone who does not support the rights of the LGBTQIA+ Rhode Island community on a community college campus, let alone any public building. As a public institution and Rhode Island's only community college, CCRI is meant to be a place that is welcoming and inclusive of all Rhode Islanders, not only those who are not part of the queer community. Naming a CCRI campus after someone who very publicly and clearly does not support the rights of the queer community would not only be a disgrace to Rhode Island, but would be harmful to the many faculty, staff, and students at CCRI who are part of the queer community and to the queer community in Rhode Island as a whole. Right now, it is more important than ever that our elected officials show strong, unwavering support to queer and trans Rhode Islanders. Just this week, the Human Rights Campaign, for the first time in history, declared an unprecedented state of emergency for LGBTQIA+ people in the United States following a dangerous spike in anti-LGBTQ+ legislation sweeping state houses across the country. More than 75 anti-LGBTQ+ bills have already been signed, and more than 500 other bills are on the table as we speak. Queer and trans Americans are fleeing their home states because they can no longer access the health care they need or for fear that they will be criminally charged simply for existing as themselves. Now is the time for Rhode Island to step up as a safe, inclusive space for LGBTQIA+ people. Those committee members who are planning to run for re-election or higher office or who will be attending pride parades this month should consider that Rhode Island is a progressive state with open-minded people of all backgrounds. Naming one of our community college campuses after someone who actively fought against the rights of queer people in this state does a direct disservice to all Rhode Islanders. Further, naming the campus after someone not directly associated with the college breaks the precedent already in place. CCRI's 3 other campuses are named after the college's past presidents, or in the case of the campus in Warwick, after the family who donated the land that the campus was built on. If the committee would like to proceed in naming the CCRI Newport campus after someone notable, I would respectfully suggest that you consider one of CCRI's past presidents. Or if you're seeking more of a Newport connection, the late Mayor Paul Gaines, the first and only Black mayor in Rhode Island, would make a far better namesake than someone who so famously opposed the basic rights of the queer community. I would also remind you that we are in the midst of Pride Month, which is meant to be a time of celebration and recognition of our community and history, not a time to put the names of anti-LGBTQIA+ politicians on public buildings where everyone is supposed to know that they belong. Thank you for your time and your consideration.